last week.
Israel is under combined terror attack from inside and outside the country. Internal terror is more dangerous than the external one, and we should understand that and react accordingly.
This is an excerpt of a commercial from the Yisrael Beitenu party.
Ahmed Tibi said that Hezbollah captures soldiers because of the Israeli foolishness. His salary is 35,000 shekels. Shame and disgrace. No loyalty. No citizenship.
And this is Hanin Zubi, the first Palestinian-Israeli woman to stand for election. She spoke out against the politics represented by Avigdor Lieberman on Tuesday. Zubi is running on the Balad ticket, an Arab party in Israel.
Indeed, Lieberman is a natural result of the racist policies in this country for 60 years. Lieberman didn't bring anything new. All the parties demand loyalty from the Arabs. The right, what's called the center, what's called, by mistake, left or center-left, they all demand loyalty from the Arabs. The new thing by Lieberman is only giving the punishment. The punishment for no loyalty is pulling the citizenship.
I want to go now to Neve Gordon, who's head of the politics department at Ben-Gurion University in the Negev. He's author of the book Israel's Occupation. In fact, his home was under fire from the Hamas rockets, his kids in the bomb shelter. Professor Gordon, your response to Avigdor Lieberman, his rise, were you surprised by it? And exactly what are the policies he represents?
Let me begin by noting that this morning I taught my political theory class, and we were teaching John Stuart Mill's on liberty. And what I think John Stuart Mill would say is that Lieberman is more dangerous to Israel than, say, Hamas, because Lieberman can destroy the Israeli political realm more easily than Hamas, because Lieberman does not want to allow any view that is other than his own, any criticism of the government, to enter the Israeli political realm. And that is an anti-democratic and an anti-political message that he's giving the Israeli citizenship. So I think Lieberman is extremely dangerous. As I mentioned before, I think his party has strong neo-fascist tendencies, and I think that their rise is a manifestation of the direction Israel is going. And I would say it's an anti-Israeli stance. I do partially agree with the representative from Balad that we cannot understand this as an island, as something totally new, but rather something that has been building up. What we see before the elections, that in all the high schools in Israel, Lieberman was the leading party in demi votes. So we see that the younger generation is supporting these neo-fascist tendencies, and we cannot blame the schools from it, but we have to blame the whole atmosphere in Israel, which is indeed a racist atmosphere, an anti-Arab atmosphere, anti-Palestinian Arab atmosphere. And Lieberman what he has learned to do well is to feed on the hatred and the fear of the Arabs, to use xenophobic methods, and this is extremely dangerous. And to tell you the truth, I fear for Israel, I fear for the citizenry in Israel, and I think we are in a watershed moment in Israeli politics.
But this issue of loyalty oaths, explain what that is.
It's unclear exactly what it is, and that's part of its power. It's whoever is not loyal to the state, according to what Lieberman and his friends believe is loyal, their citizenship can be stripped. What people are saying is that he's talking about Arabs that are supporting the Palestinian cause for a state and supporting maybe even Hezbollah. They're they're not loyal and therefore their citizens should be stripped. Now, history teaches us how these things go. You begin by stripping the loyalty of an Arab that supported the Hezbollah, and then you strip the citizenship of an Arab that supported the Palestinian Authority, and then you start stripping the citizens of certain lefty Jews, and that's how things go. So, and what is interesting about all this is that Netanyahu, the leader of the Likud, said that he supports the motion of stripping citizenship to those who are unloyal to the state. But he said my only problem with Lieberman's proposal is that Lieberman doesn't tell us exactly how to enforce it, and it's very difficult to enforce. So conceptually, ideologically, it's a much broader political spectrum that's supporting this connection between loyalty and citizenship, and that is extremely dangerous, I think.
Dr. Mustafa Barghouti, you heard the interview with former President Jimmy Carter. Do you think a two-state solution is still possible in the aftermath of the assault on Gaza, and what is the extent of the settlements now in the West Bank?
First of all, let me please comment a little bit about Lieberman. I think when he speaks about loyalty, he's practically speaking about ethnic cleansing. To repeat some acts of ethnic cleansing that took place in Palestine in 1948, but it's about getting rid of the Arabs who live in Israel and who have Israeli citizenship and who represent 20% of the population. And more than that, when he speaks about loyalty, just to make it clear, it would be anybody who is against war, for instance, that is conducted by Israel on Gaza or anywhere else would be considered as an illoyal or unloyal citizen. Anybody who is not supporting occupation would become not loyal to Israel. This is why it is very dangerous and risky. It is putting the oppressed, which are the Palestinians and the Arabs, who are oppressed from racism and discrimination, in a situation where either they approve of their own oppression by the Israeli government or they become disloyal